Good evening. I'm reporting live from the quiet, tree-lined streets of Meridian, Mississippi, a place Roberts calls his safe haven. In the high-stakes, cutthroat world of the 2026 music industry, we often witness a familiar, tragic cycle. A star is born overnight, the machine takes over, and the individual is shattered by the relentless pressure of the spotlight. But Roberts, the man who transitioned from a school gymnasium to a global throne with a record-shattering 26 million votes, is attempting a different blueprint. In a deeply personal, unfiltered sit-down, the new king of gospel pop has finally opened up about the shocking reality of his mental health journey. From the shadows of anxiety to the Mississippi peace that keeps him still, we've decoded his testimony to bring you this 10-point investigative breakdown. The transition from being Coach Roberts at elementary to becoming a global icon was, in its own words, a shocking eruption of unpredictable magic. In our exclusive interview, Roberts described the early days following his American Idol victory as a sensory overload that threatened to shatter his sense of self. He spoke candidly about how the noise of 26 million expectations felt like an invisible weight, a stumbling block that made even the simplest tasks feel monumental. For a man of church-bred conviction, the sudden loss of anonymity was more than just a career change. It was a crisis of sovereignty. He admitted that the machine of Hollywood moves at a frequency that can easily drown out an artist's internal truth. Realized early on that if he didn't find a way to still the roar of the crowd, he would lose the very integrity that made him a champion. This initial hiccup of fame served as a divine redirection, forcing him to establish cutthroat boundaries around his mental well-being before the luxurious lifestyle could lead him into the shadows. He emphasized that instant fame is a tool that requires a master's hand, or it will inevitably become the master. Perhaps the most magnificent decision Roberts made for his mental health was his refusal to leave his home in Meridian. While the industry's blueprint insisted on a move to Los Angeles or Nashville, chose sovereignty over visibility. He told me that the lack of traffic and the literal Mississippi peace of the Magnolia State are his primary prescriptions for staying grounded. He views his as a safe haven, where the unpredictable magic of celebrity is replaced by the routine of a normal life. In Meridian, he isn't a processed pop star. He is a neighbor, a father, and a friend. This geographic independence allows his spiritual engine to recharge away from the noise of the industry's fakes. He explained that the stillness of the Mississippi air provides the space and stillness necessary to decode the stress of his multi-million-dollar deals. For staying in Meridian isn't a retreat, it's a strategic persistence in maintaining his integrity. He believes that you cannot sing the truth if you are surrounded by the robotic and processed environments of the coast. His home is the silk that smooths over the sandpaper of his global career. If Meridian is physical anchor, his daughters and grace are his emotional ROI. In our discussion was unapologetically clear. Being a girl dad is the only audience that truly matters. He credits his daughters with providing a magnificent shield against the shadows of fame. To them, he isn't the new king of gospel pop with a $13.5 million Netflix deal. He's the man who handles the 5:30 a.m. hustle of school prep. This routine of fatherhood is what keeps him still when the machine tries to pull him in a dozen different directions. He explained that his bankable future is entirely focused on providing a fortress of security for them, which in turn provides him with a sense of integrity and heart. When the negative Nancys of the internet begin their noise, leans into the unfiltered love of his children to find his spiritual recharge. He has decoded the secret to modern fame. Find a source of love that is recession-proof and independent of your chart position. His daughters are his sovereignty, and their unpredictable magic is the only thing he allows to truly influence his spirit. To combat the shadows of anxiety and the hiccups of instant fame, has implemented a non-negotiable nightly routine of prayer and personal meditation. He calls this his spiritual recharge. In the space and stillness of his Meridian home, still his mind and connects with his church-bred conviction. He told me that this period of digital fasting is essential to keep his spirit right. It is during these hours that he decodes the noise of the day, weeding out the fakes and the negative Nancys who thrive on the unpredictable magic of celebrity drama. This nightly routine is his secret engine, providing the grit needed to wake up with his head up every morning. He emphasized that mental health is a stewardship, and that persistence in prayer is the only way he can maintain his sovereignty over the machine. For this isn't just a religious practice, it is a cutthroat survival strategy in a processed world. He believes that stillness is a superpower, and he utilizes it to ensure his name stays clear and his integrity remains unfiltered. The same Mississippi deep breathing technique that powers Sandpaper and Silk vocals is also his primary tool for managing high-stakes stress. Revealed that during moments of shocking pressure, like his national anthem performance or cutthroat management calls, he utilizes this diaphragmatic routine to calm his nervous system. He learned this as an athlete and a physical education teacher, and he has it into a mental health practice. By centering his breath, he can still the physical symptoms of anxiety, allowing him to stay grounded even when the unpredictable magic of a live broadcast is at its peak. He told me that sandpaper is for the music, but silk is for the spirit. This technique allows him to insert a sense of peace into any situation, proving that his independence from the machine starts with his own lungs. He views his breath as his primary ROI, a divinely guided gift that he must protect with persistence. This unfiltered approach to stress management is a magnificent example of how his past as Coach Roberts continues to inform his future as a king. One of the most shocking and difficult decisions faced in 2026 was his official exit from his teaching job at elementary. While the machine saw it as a natural step toward a luxurious lifestyle, revealed it was a cutthroat necessity for his mental well-being. The unpredictable magic of his fame had turned the school into a stumbling block, with negative Nancys and fans disrupting the routine of the students. Admitted that the noise of being a public spectacle in a place of service was shattering his spirit. He had to prioritize the sovereignty of his own peace to ensure he could continue his digital ministry effectively. He told me that leaving the spotlight of the school gym was a divine redirection that taught him the value of space and stillness. Even though he still visits as a shadow mentor, the official exit allowed him to heal from the pressure of living a double life. This decision was rooted in integrity, proving that a coach knows when to take a timeout to protect the team and himself. In a processed industry that demands constant visibility, Roberts is practicing a strategy of restraint. By refusing to rush a debut album in early 2026, he is protecting his mental health from the robotic and processed demands of the machine. He told his manager, "I don't want to put out an album right now. Why don't we just keep people wanting more?" This independence allows him to work at a frequency that is divinely guided rather than corporate-driven. Understands that persistence in quality is more bankable than a viral hiccup. This space and stillness in his release schedule allows him to every track with the unfiltered truth of his experience. He refuses to be a processed product, choosing instead to be a universal artist with integrity and heart. This cutthroat focus on substance over visibility is a magnificent display of sovereignty, proving that he is the one in control of his spiritual engine. He is building a fortress of quality that will ensure his ROI is permanent, not just a passing, unpredictable magic moment. His Grammy-nominated collaboration with Jonathan, Still Live, is more than just a song. It is his mental health testimony. He revealed that the track was recorded during a period where he felt shattered by the noise of his instant fame. The song served as a digital ministry for himself before it ever reached his congregation. He told me that the unfiltered lyrics were a divine redirection of his anxiety, turning his shadows into a magnificent source of healing for millions. The track, Sandpaper and Silk Texture, perfectly captures the grit of the struggle and the bliss of the solution. This divine partnership with taught the value of stillness in an industry that never stops screaming. It proved that integrity, hard work, and heart can turn a mental health hiccup into a bankable future. The nomination on November 7, 2025, was the seal of approval for his authentic approach, showing that the world is hungry for the truth of the soul, not just the processed sound of the machine. A major part of mental health blueprint involves being cutthroat about his inner circle. He told me that he refuses to be surrounded by the fakes and the negative Nancys who thrive on the noise of celebrity culture. Instead, he has curated a safe haven of integrity and heart, led by his manager, the man who doesn't take a dime. Having a team that values his spirit more than his ROI is essential for his Mississippi peace. He told me that his name stays clear because he is selective about who he allows into his routine. This independence from the machine of sycophants allows him to stay unapologetically. He treats his team with persistence and loyalty, creating a magnificent shield of trust that protects him from the shadows of the industry. He has decoded the reality that mental health is a team sport, and he has chosen a roster that prioritizes faith, hard work, and heart over the luxurious lifestyle of a typical superstar. As Roberts prepares for his 2026 world tour, he is doing so with absolute sovereignty over his schedule. He has implemented a slow-burn blueprint that prioritizes his mental health and his family's routine. He refuses to follow a robotic tour schedule that would keep him away from Meridian for months at a time. Instead, he is coordinating flights right away back to his safe haven between major dates to ensure his spiritual engine stays charged. This cutthroat control over his time is a magnificent display of independence. He told me that he is unapologetically putting his soul before the machine's profit margins. This approach ensures that when he does take the stage, his sandpaper and silk vocals are unfiltered and full of heart. He is walking into the 2026 tour with his head up, a universal artist who has decoded the secret to longevity. Stay still, stay grounded, and never let the unpredictable magic of the stage drown out the Mississippi peace of the soul.